But he's a great guy, and he's a great football player as well. So thank you, Danny, very much. It's always nice to come back and come to this park. I remember growing up as a kid, I used to play all over this place. As a matter of fact, there's a hollow space under this bandstand that I used to hide from the truant officer during the days that I skipped school. So under this bandstand, I hid. And of course, as a wayward child, Mama would tell me, she said, Lloyd, that's my middle name. She said, Lloyd, woe beyond you, woe beyond you. And I didn't really understand what she was talking about until many years later, what that word woe meant. Well, what it meant was trouble ahead. And I'll tell you what, I've seen my share of that as time's moved on. It's been a long time since I left behind these hills of West Virginia, searching time again for my rainbow's end, but like a robin, it would fly away. To the tall green pines of Caroline, elusive dreams would lead me. To the northland snow where the north winds blow, to the city of LA. Seen rivers and plains, felt snow and rains, heard the waves from the oceans. Well, I even got high on the Midwest sky with the sunset hanging low. It's been grand to see this land, but nothing can compare to the cradle of my boyhood dreams, left 1,000,000 miles ago. I'll tell you what, that was a song I wrote many, many years ago. And when I ended up in Los Angeles, I lived 15, 20 years there. I'll never forget, after a horrendous night out, I was sitting at a kitchen table and I got to thinking about my life in Los Angeles. And I sat down and took a pen in hand and I wrote a song called City of the Angels. They call the promised land California, where the glitter of the silver screens lights up the universe. In a land of milk and honey, thank God I'm not alone. In the city of the angels, where the devil makes his home. Where the bank book is the Bible and the marquee is the throne. Gossip is the gospel, and God is what you own. In this pious world of make-believe, thank God I'm not alone. In the city of the angels, where the devil makes his home. I gave up a lot of things Mama told me for a scepter called a wine glass and a doctrine of my own. But I know deep inside me, Mama's voice is there to guide me in the city of the angels, where the devil makes his home. Well, I'll tell you folks, I've seen a lot of the devil in my time, and he's seen a lot of me. But I'll tell you what, there is nothing more powerful than to be relieved of all of the sorrow, all of the pain, all of the suffering when Christ comes into your heart. And I remember to this day, my kneeling in my bathroom on the floor and asking God, asking through Christ to remove from me the addictions that I had, which of course included everything imaginable. I did it all. Thank God he redeemed me. And for now, almost 40 years, I've been just as straight as they come relative to substances. Regarding the substance issue, I'd like to say this. My firm belief is that the secular approaches to dealing with this phenomenon known as drug addiction are very, very limited. Very limited. I've seen it time and time again, where they will go off to treatment or have an intervention or deal with primary prevention or go into rehab, only to fall short, which tells me it's not working. It doesn't mean that somewhere along the line, persons who go through these will not come into contact with someone who is a firm believer. I believe that will happen, but it's a small number. Small number. And so I think we need to get out of this idea that somehow or another the secular approaches to dealing with drug addiction are working. They're not. They're not. The only saving grace is a firm belief in Jesus Christ. That's the only firm belief, and that is my strong position on this whole issue. So at this time, I'm going to bring up a friend of mine, Brian McKinney. Brian is an evangelist from Hagerstown. He is forever in the Lord, and he has a lot to say about the problems that we're now facing today. So Brian,